Well, I started late. About 10 years ago I started, so about 18 years old. Everyone drums differently. It's something that comes either natural or you're trained by somebody else. I was trained by one teacher, and that was earlier on, and then I've been pretty much just doing my own thing. I learned how to read sheet music about 5 years ago, and been going through books, and that definitely helps playing, definitely. There's different things that I do to warm up, and everyone has their own technique, that's for sure. I use a lot of finger technique. There's three main warm-ups that I do. There's the doubles. Doubles are, so basically it's down like this, up like this, down like that. It's very simple, but it definitely gets your fingers warmed up when right before a gig. My teacher used to call it the spaghetti flinger. And you do this for like about 100 times, like this, so it gets your arm completely warmed up. So I'll do this like a whole bunch before a gig. A whole bunch of people will see me backstage doing this usually. I don't know, the doubles, I'm always doing doubles. I use a lot of accents, so. Let's see, what else do I do to warm up? For feet, I don't even warm up my feet. That's something that should be done during the day. I find I use a lot of left foot leading, because left foot leading is going to allow your right foot to be, your left foot should be as strong as your right foot, and a lot of drummers don't work on those sort of things, I find. The left foot is always, like, again, on the hi-hat when it's not using double bass. Let's see. I'm going to show a couple examples, I think. So basically, when you're playing double bass, you can either have closed hi-hats or open hi-hats. Completely up to you, personal preference, right? Basically, to line up your hands with your feet, I do a little bit of warm-ups on double bass for, I use 2 hands on the hi-hat, 2 hands on the, 2 feet on the bass drum. And make sure that your hands are lining up with your feet. It helps go a long way when you're playing faster too, because there's a lot of things that can bleed in together when you're playing with metal. Especially when you're dealing with microphones and cymbals and amps just blaring full speed, loud. I play with a lot of groove. There's plenty of drummers that play straight time and cut time. I'm a bit of a rock drummer at heart, so I play lots of straight time things. I don't really go off the grid very much as far as odd tempos. Again, as I was saying there, I use a lot of doubles. I use a lot of ride doubles too, which comes along with double bass. I tend to choke the cymbal a lot sometimes too. A lot of thrash revolves around lots of, I guess you would like to call them shots, right? A lot of guitar players call them shots. One of the most easy things to do with double bass with shots, and a lot of parts leading up to bridges and things like that are always going like. It gets that intensity up in the song, I find. Shots are always good ways of breaking things up, giving people a chance for a little bit more excitement in the song. My guitar players are definitely I guess guitar players are always trying to do their own things with solos and things like that, so sometimes laying back is a better thing. I think keeping things simple is a good thing in a lot of ways, because it allows the song to flow a little bit easier. What else should I talk about? I like doing different things with toms, so I'll just do a little bit of examples with toms. I was also going to see if anyone wanted to ask questions. I am down for questions. As far as technique goes, again, I said I use a lot of fingers. When it comes to tom rolls, like, it's about trying to be as consistent as possible with tom rolls. Same thing with everything, really. I guess I've never really had to explain myself properly when I just do what I do and that's it, usually. I've never tried to teach anybody, I guess, what I play.
Can you talk a little bit about your foot technique and how you...
Yeah, I guess I could. Let's see here. For me, a lot of death metal drummers use the heel toe technique, but I mean, you need long boards for that usually, so I'm gonna try and do, okay. That's right foot leading, so. And then add your beat in. Exactly what I do for warm-ups for double bass is I use leg weights, usually about 10 pounds on each side. And I'll just go through a standard double bass beat like. Go through that for about 10 minutes. And then I use metronome too when I'm at home, so I always turn the metronome up while you're going along with it. I tend to start around 160, keep going up 10 beats per minute, keep going up 10 beats per minute. Actually, my band uses metronome when we play live and when we're doing jams. I just find it keeps it tight, keeps it cohesive, make sure. I don't know. Some people use freestyle and it works for them. I just think the metronome works for me because there's a lot of things that could get lost in the mix and then your band's like, what's going on here, you know, type thing. Let's see. left foot leading sort of deals with a different, the coordination is a lot different, right? Right foot leading is what most people will do because it comes naturally to them and it's a little bit easier, right? Left foot leading is a lot more harder to get into, I suppose. A lot of the sheet music that I use is basically suggesting using left foot leading first, but it's all up to you and how far you want to take it. The one that I was doing there earlier on, that uses actually half right leading and half left leading. So, and then another one is, that's just a little bit of a stagger beat. That's always a good warm-up too because it warms up both feet, not just one. Trying to think what else I should talk about here.
Are you playing heel down or heel up?
Always heel up. Always, my heel is never on the footboard. I find just for me, because it works for me, and the strength is a little bit more when you're putting all your oomph into it. Can't we all just rock out, man? As far as my doubles go, they're a little bit different. Most people will do this. Because when you're going down like this, it's basically like a push-up, right? The second note is supposed to be louder than the other one, I find, because it's just a little bit more of an accent than anything. And always try and hit middle of the drum so you get the full resonance out of it. And if you have because everything you should be able to hit going like this, right? Shouldn't really have to deviate from this. So as long as you have a good technique, I find that it's all straight arm like this. If you can go like this and straight, you know you're going to be hitting the middle of the drum every time. I do use lots of doubles, like I said. Single stroke rolls are always tasty. Another thing that I was going to show on the practice pad, actually. Okay, I hold the sticks like this, right? Straight line. When you're using your fingers, you're supposed to have them wrapped around the sticks like this. Try and keep them always like this. I find that it gives you a little bit more attack when you're hitting things. I don't know what else to say, honestly.
Yeah.
I really don't. Everyone has their own style. Everyone does what they do. I don't know.
Right on. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.